Broncos country, what's going on? Hope you guys are having an absolutely wonderful day. Let's get right to it. Zach Wilson, okay? It's been reported not only yesterday when he got his chance with the running with the ones, throughout OTAs, it seems like Jarrett Stidham and Bo Nix have just been a step or two ahead in terms of the quarterback play compared to Zach Wilson himself. I think even looking at shows like Orange and Blue Today, see Salami Andrew Mason, or I think Ben Albright. I showed you guys a tweet yesterday where they were talking about, hey, like there's a clear tier break right now. There's Stidham and Nix, and then there's a clear tier break, and then it's Zach Wilson. But I'm here to argue, guys, that we need to be patient with Zach Wilson. I would like to see him on the roster. I think, hey, he's got arm talent, but quarterback rehab can take a while. It can take more than just getting here and going through some OTAs, okay? I think he's got a lot of things to unlearn, some new things to learn, and some confidence to regain. That's not done overnight, guys. So y'all let me know your thoughts in the comments as I break this down a little bit. Be sure to smash that subscribe. We're almost past 1,100, on the way to 2,000. Appreciate it as always, guys. And let's go ahead and get right into it. Before I share my screen, I did want to say, do you know how many quarterbacks started last year in the NFL? That is 66, okay? 66 different quarterbacks started last year in the NFL. The season prior to that in 2022, you know how many it was? 68, okay? So that averages out to a little over 2 quarterbacks per team. And this is what I'm wanting to get into. When we take a look at our salary cap, George Payton, Sean Payton, the Broncos organization have done a wonderful job working around this Russell Wilson cap hit. You guys know that taking on the $53 million this year, it's going to possibly open up for us over $100 million to spend next offseason, depending on who we retain, all of that. Some of that's going to go to Quinn Miners and Patrick Surtain, obviously. But Bo Nix, as you can see, rookie deal. This is where things get very optimal when it comes to the quarterback room, because you can look at his cap hit. Let's look for 25, 26, 27, 4.2 million, 5.7 million, 5.07 million, and then 5.9 million on the cap. And we also have Jarrett Stidham and Zach Wilson, restricted free agents after this year. And I kind of see Jarrett Stidham more so as that guy becoming Chase Daniel, right? Somebody who can be a long-term backup here that knows the playbook and system inside out, makes a lot of money for hopefully not having to play a lot of games if Bo Nix is really that guy, which we're all hoping for. But with the extended regular season, guys, it's playing 17 games now, with us maybe going to an 18-game regular season here very soon, we already got to prepare for our quarterback getting hurt, some insurance policies. And I don't want to be in the spot to where we're having to go grab a Josh Dobbs or having to bring a guy back in like Ben DiNucci as a spot starter, somebody who hasn't been with the team. I think that while Zach Wilson has a lot to unlearn, I still think he's got nice potential going through Sean Payton's quarterback rehab. I think working with Teddy Bridgewater, working with Jameis Winston, working with, hey, this might upset some of y'all, working with Drew Brees. He took Drew Brees to a whole new level, and he could have been somebody who lost his confidence after that shoulder injury. He helped instill that back in him, right? I would love to see this quarterback room of 3 stick around because I want continuity at this position. I want, in case we are dealing with injury, I want that quarterback 3 to already be familiar and be in the system, be in practice every single day. Maybe not getting the first team reps, right? Maybe having to run a little bit of scout, but being in at the facility every single day, I think could be very, very beneficial. And we can afford to have a quarterback room of 3 when it comes to having Bo Nix on a rookie deal, guys. Hey, if you just add up the money right now, that's like little over, maybe about $13.6 million right now is what our quarterback room is. And I would imagine that if things go according to plan, if we see Zach Wilson take some steps in progression this year, and along with Jarrett Stidham, that I would love to extend both of them, to be quite honest. And maybe we could keep that quarterback room somewhere around $15 million and below for the next few years. I want the Broncos to be in the best position as possible to win games. And that even means if we have our QB1 go down, that we're putting guys in there that are prepared and ready as they can be, being a backup. And I know that more so the tradition as of maybe the last 15 years is to only carry 2 quarterbacks on the roster. But again, if you look at the last couple of years, 2022, 68 quarterbacks. Last year, 66. Guys are getting hurt. And teams average 2.2, a little over 2 quarterbacks starting for them, which I found was very, very interesting. Now, that's not all due to injury, but I think that does tell you something, that I think we should be prepared in case a situation like that does bring itself to the forefront. Zach Wilson, we need to be patient with. It's been disappointing to hear some of the reports on him and how he has looked, but when you get messed up for years and years at that Jets organization and then trying to go through quarterback rehab with freaking Nathaniel Hackett last year in New York, that's never going to hack it. Okay. Both of these guys should be affordable. I wouldn't be surprised if we re-sign Jarrett Stidham for the long term to be that Chase Daniel type of QB2 for us, and see if Zach Wilson can give us something as well over the next couple years. And then if not, you can move on, draft a guy, bring in another cheap free agent, signing another guy who needs some quarterback rehab. But I imagine, too, we could bring Zach Wilson back close to the vet minimum. Jarrett Stidham, I would love to get him a little bit cheaper than $7 million a year. But when you look at what guys like Sam Darnold signed for this offseason, that might already be a bargain. So how do you guys feel about this? I feel like if you include Bo Nix, hey, let's keep that quarterback room $14, $15 million and below, and let's have some continuity on this team in the quarterback room over the next couple of years. You never know what's going to happen. If we go through some injury, we have to go to our QB3 right now, which is Zach Wilson. You never know. Maybe he has a great few games after going through a year and a half of quarterback rehab, and we can trade him for a nice little draft pick, or then he goes on to sign for more money and maybe has like a Geno Smith light Sam Darnold light type of rejuvenation to his second half of his career. So y'all let me know your thoughts on this. Again, would you rather keep an extra linebacker or keep an extra safety in place of a third quarterback? I understand that, no doubt, but I feel like you might be able to hide those guys away on the practice squad maybe a little bit easier compared to a name like Zach Wilson that I feel like is on an affordable contract along with Jarrett Stidham. So y'all smash that like. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Appreciate you guys as always. I'll be back again soon. Go Broncos.